on a 13-1 run. The Lakers 0 field goals made in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But the story for me, unfortunately, in this game, and you guys can take it where you want to go, are the turnovers. And Stu and Bill talked a lot about it. 19 turnovers for 28 points from Minnesota. That's the most in a playoff game that we could track back to that the Lakers have ever given up. The Lakers outplayed them in a lot of ways in this game. Better from three, better in the rebounding category, shot a better percentage up until the last 4 minutes of that game. But you can't, on the road, big game, in a matchup like this, when you have a chance to get one on the road, and that's the job, is to get one. They were right there to do it. But Minnesota took advantage, and Ant closed it.
Yeah. The Lakers' mission going into Minnesota is to try to get home court advantage back. They didn't do it tonight. They still have a chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to put this one behind you quickly and make adjustments for the next one. Geeter, the turnovers, you cannot win a game when you turn the ball over like that, especially when you're conceding 28 points off of those turnovers and 56 points in the paint. The game was, right there. It's just those timely turnovers and not making adjustments for McDaniels just ate them up. He just ate them up in the paint.
Tied a career high 30.
And so it was kind of an ugly game, a winnable game, but there were just a couple of moments where they were down 2, down 3, turnover, then that went to 5-6 point lead. So they're going to look at this and they're not going to like it, but they had a chance to win this game. They just couldn't take care of, some departments. Turnovers is one of them.
And Byron, I'm interested to get a coach's perspective because as a fan or just watching the game like we are, so many of those turnovers seem like careless basketball plays. A lot of them happened right under the T-Wolves basket. Like Lakers just not handling the ball and giving up an easy layup. Some of them because they dribbled in traffic or just threw bad pass. It was interesting that a lot of those were really costly ones.
Yeah, some of it was over dribbling.
Yeah.
You try to penetrate too much or you try to do too much with the basketball. And again, when you get to this point in time in the season, when you're in the playoff mode, turnovers are such a crucial part of the game. You have to really emphasize taking care of the ball. And the turnovers that you do have cannot lead to easy buckets on the other end. Because again, we talked about transition defense. Make Minnesota a half-court team. If you let them get out in transition, a lot of bad things can happen. And with some of the turnovers that we had, like you said, Gideon, a lot of them were just careless passes or lazy passes. They pick them off. It's 3-on-1, 3-on-2. It's layup. It's three-point play. It's wide open three-point shots. And those are the type of situations you don't want to keep putting yourself in. And I said before the game, I said, look, there's two guys on that bench that you really got to pay attention to, Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid. I said, those are the two guys, if you can just limit their touches and their activity on the offensive end, despite the way we play, we still win that game. But when you give up 41 points combined with those two guys, it makes it that much harder.
It makes it that much harder. We saw in game 2, when you control those guys, what the game can look like for the Lakers. I mean, Brez, when you look on the other hand, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they gave 2 turnovers at the end by not shooting, so they ended up in double digits. But they were single digits in turnovers, just 9. So that's a huge difference in the game. And also in that last 4 minutes and 30 seconds, Brez, so many empty possessions for the Lakers where they really weren't getting a shot off. And they were in this game to win it, never scored again.
Yeah, Luka scored a little over 4.5 left. Nice little 7-foot fadeaway. Lakers scored 1 point the rest of the way. Austin Reeves free throw. 0 for 6 down the stretch for the Lakers. They're going to look at that, what happened in the half court. Why did it break down? I think the really sad part for the Lakers tonight, LeBron, 38 points in 41 minutes, tack on 10 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, the guy played out of his mind, knowing probably full well Luka not feeling the greatest. Luka couldn't even start the third quarter because of whatever intestinal problems he's having. He did re-enter the game not long after that, but LeBron really put forth maximum effort, exactly what you'd be shocked to see from any other 40-year-old, not him. I feel like it's kind of a wasted loss because of that in particular.
Yeah, let's talk LeBron, and we'll talk Minnesota and McDaniels in a moment because I think you led to a perfect thing. LeBron was great tonight, and I was going to lead with that if this game had gone differently. You got your LeBron game. Those games that we have all seen from him for the last 22 years. I mean, he did things, shoot from half court basically, big game, rebounds, he did it all. Tough game to lose when LeBron gets you 38.
Well, we talked about it pregame. He's locked in. The Lakers need a win. Luka not feeling well. We talked about his experience of knowing what to do and when to do it. And tonight was one of those games where he just said, look, they need me to be assertive, knocking down threes, Geeter from half court, rebounding. He did it all. So LeBron's going to be there. He's going to be there. It's just the rest of the guys have to. And, I mean, he had a couple turnovers as well. But he's so dynamic in what he does and how he reads situations like this game tonight. He knew he had to step up, and he did. So the next game is a must-win. So you're going to see LeBron even elevate his play and his experience to another level on the next game.
Yeah, and you hope the next game, even though it's a really quick turnaround, Sunday afternoon.
12:30.
Sunday afternoon. Luka, hopefully in that next 36 hours, will be healthier and ready to play. I think the one key against Minnesota when you're playing them, especially in the fourth quarter, they're such a dynamic defensive team. They're one of the only teams in the NBA in the top 5, top 10 on both offensive and defensively. So defensively, you have to make them move a little bit more, especially the last 3 or 4 minutes of a game. Because if you're stagnant with the basketball, they're just facing you. They got 5 guys damn near in the paint. And they're quick enough and they're athletic enough to be able to get out to shooters. And that's the one thing that they did. And we was talking in the room, Braz. I was saying, look, they're so good at packing the paint. Once you kick it out, you got to be in drive or attack mode instead of shooting so many threes, because now you can get to the free throw line, number 1. Number 2, that's easy points. Number 3, you stop the clock. Okay, so I think for the Lakers, especially the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, you got to do a little bit better job of movement on the offensive end to get these guys moving a little bit. And now they're chasing you off for threes, and you're able to attack a little bit more.
I'll tell you what, maybe we all underestimated the Minnesota defense coming into this. They're holding the Lakers to about 97 points over these first 3 games on average. It's not even Rudy Gobert.
No.
He's not the problem. It's the perimeter guys, harassing the Lakers. Luka obviously didn't feel great tonight, so that's more on Luka than on great Minnesota defense. But harassing the ball handlers, you said it earlier, it seemed like a lot of the Lakers' turnovers were under the Minnesota basket. That's the equivalent of fumbling over and over in your own red zone. It's like you just can't do that. And obviously that led to a lot of easy points for Minnesota. There's just one too many problems for the Lakers that they couldn't win this game. And again, a shame. LeBron's incredible effort ends in a loss.
I'm curious also, Brez, just how much it affected this Laker team. Obviously they knew Luka wasn't feeling well going in. We didn't know until Mike Trudell reported it at the beginning of the game, but you could tell he was struggling just in the way he was moving defensively. Seemed like Minnesota knew it and was going after him, but he just didn't have that same ability on offense to do what we're used to seeing him do. I mean, he ended up a minus 16. He had the 17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, but he just wasn't able to do what I think everyone expects. And obviously LeBron and AR tried to pick up the load, but it was tough to see that from Luka.
Yeah, anytime you shoot, what did he have? 17 shots to score 17 points, whatever his final totals were. That's not the typical Luka game. Before the game, we were saying on the pregame show, he has more points through 2 games than really any other Laker in a playoff series. I mean, he was averaging 34 points a game through 2. And he just couldn't keep it up, not feeling well. Byron, like you said, super quick turnaround. Sunday, 12:30 tip here. I feel like the game's starting in like 20 minutes, James. I mean, it's quick. It's quick.
And you know what, Big Game, you forget in a series there's the human element, right? I mean, a guy can get hurt, a guy can get the stomach bug, anything can happen. You guys went through it when you guys were playing. It's a long, if you play for the entire playoffs, it's too much. A lot can happen.
Yeah. Hope that you have none of those scenarios during the playoffs, but look, it happens. Stomach flu, you eat something that doesn't fit well, you got to deal with it. And unfortunately, Luka didn't have 100%, and they're just really stagnant. You're right. The ball has to move. Byron's right. When you're playing against good defenses, you got to make a move. And when the Lakers have moved the ball, when they've gotten 25, 27, assists, and everyone is touching it, and moving, your chances are better. But when they're just standing there looking at you and you're looking at them against this good defensive team, it's going to be a nightmare.
It's hard.
Yeah, 13 more field goal attempts for the T-Wolves and only 21 assists for the Lakers. That's low. That's low. What we're used to seeing. All right, let's hear from J.J. Redick. He speak with Mike Trudell in the media.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube ghi cho các bạn máy taxi nha.
Mọi người, hôm nay mình hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng với tiêu đề là hoa van
Bây giờ bắt đầu
tóc
vẽ
tiên.
rồi.
Đâu rồi, tụi nó trả lời đi.
Vâng, như vậy là mình đã cắt giảm xong cả măng cụt rồi nha. Mình cảm ơn các bạn đã xem video của mình.
Cô uống không?
Đó.
Không. Sơn rồi.
Cà phê là dây người em.
Tham theo, theo xem uống đặc hay uống lỏng. Có khi được rồi đấy.
Hiểu rất nhiều chưa?
Ít.
Thế thì anh tính nhận.
Nhưng mà nhiều sao lại, nếu mà nó lại lỏng thì sao? Thế chắc không lỏng đâu. Ép tận 3 thìa cơ.
3 thìa là không người ta, 4 thìa đó.
4 thìa gì của mày, có một nông tẹt.
4 thìa đấy.
Ta ép 3 thìa gần tràn luôn đây này.
4 thìa đấy, chứ không chỉ được là cho đầy đầy một lửa hay đầy một tí nữa cho
Của mày có nông tẹt ở dưới.
Hello, xin chào các bạn nha. Thì hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn làm
Có thìa nào?
4 thìa như là cái
viên
bún
thuốc các bạn nha.
không phải bún bún này, bún sắt
tất cả
đâu.
các bạn xem.
Cái này, ép được 4 thìa.
Không biết nhưng mà chỉ thìa là xúc 4 thìa thôi.
Không, cái này không xúc có 4 thìa đâu ấy mà.
Ô, xúc 4 thìa.
Cái này 3 thìa còn xít cả tràn rồi.
Mình chắc là
Nhão à? Đây hai món.
có đàn gì?
Nhưng mà cái này nó lọc không kỹ, cái này nó là cái lọc cái gì ấy.
Nó là lọc chè.
Trà thì lại không cần lọc cơ.
Đấy không chỉ lọc chè.
Nó cọ rồi.